Good morning, Darlene.
Good morning.
All right, what's happening?
Ooh, nothing much. Exciting day today between
Yeah, okay.
football and basketball.
Oh yeah,
Glued
yeah,
to the
yeah.
TV.
That's right. It's gonna be a busy day, and
Yes.
it's gonna be a busy day because we have what NFL action today. You probably just recovered from college football from yesterday. I know
Yeah.
your Alabama,
Well, at
your
least we had a
Alabama tie
bye, so I
happened.
had to worry about, watching Alabama yesterday, but I did watch football.
Well, yeah, yeah. There you go. And yeah, there's a bye week, right, for Alabama because they play Georgia
Yeah.
next week. Yeah,
Yes.
that's gonna be crazy. So, oh yeah, by the
Hmm.
way, we're gonna be previewing that today on
Oh,
an episode coming up. So coming up after this episode. So yeah, should be some interesting conversation there. But yeah, today's September the 22nd. Hey, look, summer's over now. The official last official day of summer was yesterday. So now we're in the
it's
fall.
fall. Ooh, doesn't feel
Man,
like it, but yeah.
right. But it's a crazy times right now. A lot of stuff going on in the news too. But we're gonna, the reason why we're here this morning, and I definitely appreciate you getting up, and I thank everybody else for getting up as well. Is that because the WNBA playoffs start, and that's part of that crazy day. So we're gonna find out today, from Darlene, if the Las Vegas Aces are the Aces going to repeat.
Ooh. Mm.
So that's gonna be interesting to find out there.
Yes.
All right. And we'll talk other things too. So get ready because we're going to have this WNBA preview.
I can't hear you.
Oh, wow. It is early. Getting my practice in. Okay. I have to say all that over again, darling.
I'm like, I
But,
saw your mouth move. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't hear.
oh, yeah. I was working on being a ventriloquist there. But
Okay.
make sure you make sure you check us out on TikTok. All right. Mr. 411. There's a QR code. Same thing with Instagram, Mr. 411. And then on the YouTube, make sure you follow us by typing in 411 Sports World Network on YouTube. And you'll be able to follow us there and get great episodes, especially like one like this today, where we was able to track down Darlene, get her up early in the morning before she go to church
I
and
know,
talk
right?
yeah, it taught WNBA. So I only had so much time to keep her. So we're going to dive into the four matchups. But right before we do that, Darlene, what just give us your brief initial thoughts of this WNBA regular season?
Ooh. Um, it was very interesting. I was looking for, the aces, the three-peat, but their season was a little off and on. They
Hmm.
lost more games than I thought they would lose. New York Liberty looked pretty good, which that's one of
Yeah.
them teams that I like,
Okay.
But I love my Asia Wilson, so I had to like the Aces
Oh,
and Caitlin Clark, a whole lot of stuff behind her and Angel Reese. So they had those rookies, playing and stuff. So it was very. I mean, I really enjoyed this season because it was just a lot of stuff that was going on this season.
yeah. I think it's great timing too this season to have like the big boom. Like there's a big movement out there, and then you couple that with two superstar type personalities, players, if you will, joining the league. It kind of remind me of what they say about when Magic and Bird entered the league. I watched Magic and Bird. You may have watched them too a little bit,
Yep.
but I didn't remember exactly when they entered the league. But they keep when I go back and look at that, it kind of feels like they were part of a new era of the NBA, and I think this is the new turning point for the WNBA. So because this has been the much, I think it's been the most talked about season since the
Yes.
initial season, right? Since the very beginning, the very first season, and so that's great for the league. But yeah, it's been a lot, and I think a lot of mainstream people have put some interest into the league, which is important. So yeah, great regular season, exciting. I think I made a record number of 3 games this year, the WNBA games. So so you already know, uh, and I think a lot of other people could say something similar. So yeah, it's a lot of things heading the right way for the WNBA, and
Yeah.
so looking forward to it. But look, we're looking forward to this playoffs. So there's 4 matchups. The first round is the best of 3 series,
Yep.
and then I think it's best of 5 after that. So we're gonna start off with I would say, since you mentioned them, let's start with Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Skylar Diggins Smith. Let's start with the Vegas Aces and the Seattle Storm. The 4 versus 5 matchup. Again, best of 3 series. Take note of this too, people. The first 2 games are at the higher seed. So Aces are the higher seed. They'll have the first 2 home games. So they can pretty much sweep and then there's no games in Seattle. But if
I
there's some
know.
sort of split, but if there's some sort of split, that decisive game will be in Seattle. Um, what do you think about that, darling? What do you think about the format? And then let's start talking about the 2 teams.
Well, I never really cared for that format, but I know it's so much easier for them to play two there instead of going playing one, then going to another location and come back. But I think it's fair that way because this way, somebody you playing at home for 2 games, you have better odds of winning and going on to round two. You know,
Hmm.
but like I say, Seattle it showed me a lot this season. Because at first I was like, in Seattle, they're not gonna do anything this year. Because a lot of their players are gone. They got new people, and so it's like, they're not gonna do that great. But they shocked a lot of people.
Yes.
So they gonna. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a cakewalk for the Aces. I think Seattle gonna. They're gonna give them some competition, and I think it might go to Game 3. Personally,
Wow. Okay.
even though I love my aces, but they've been a little shaky here and there. So so it might go to Seattle for that Game 3. I don't
Well,
want it
yeah.
to, but you never know.
Well, I mean, Seattle does have talent. You know what I mean? They
Hmm.
have talent. They're a talented team. You know,
Yes.
Gabby Williams is now on that team. She's back in the league.
Hmm.
Agumike, playing forward. She's tough. And at any time, I mean, this team, if you look at the roster, they can beat anybody.
Oh yeah.
What I'm saying? They can do that. They have experience, mixed with talent, and that's what you need. Now,
Oh yeah. You definitely need that.
yeah,
Yes, you
also
do.
familiarity, right? They played each other multiple times this season already, so they are familiar with each other. But I think the Aces have had like a 3-1 advantage over them this year. So we kind of stick to that script. And both teams have been fairly healthy against one another. Looks like the Aces should be the favorite. But yeah, I mean, for you to say that it can be pushed to the limit,
Hmm.
is saying a lot. That's saying a lot, and it should be, in my opinion, probably the best series of the first round. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think this one will be the most exciting one because the other one, and yeah, I think this will be the most. A 4 and a 5. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
Normally, that one is really exciting because I think anybody game.
yeah,
Their records are similar, and Even though, like you said, the Aces beat them, 3 times this season, but like I said, you never know.
That's right. That's
Any
right. You
given
never
day.
know. Yep. That's why you have to toss the ball up in the air and start playing.
Yep,
Anything can happen.
most
Asia
definitely.
Wilson. So it's clear. It's pretty safe to say we think Asia Wilson's the best player on the floor in this series.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay. All
Yes,
right. So
definitely.
so she's pretty much gonna get hers. I think Gray um is probably the I guess my key player in this series because
Oh,
of the way she sets the table for a lot of players out there and her passing ability, things like that. And then her experience of being a championship point guard. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. The graphic there earlier with Skylar Diggins Smith. This is going to be the series where she's going to have to, really be special. You
yes,
know,
yes. She got to come to play every
right,
game.
right. Can't be ordinary in this series. Can't be
Mm-mm,
ordinary in
no,
this
you
series.
can't.
Yes, and there you
Yeah,
go, right there. Some of the trends this season for the two teams.
yeah.
If you look at that field goal, I mean that look at the total points, excuse me. Look at the total points you're seeing, like they're both in the top five in points. So this should be a high scoring season series. Now,
Hmm.
what does concern me about Seattle is that I mean, how many teams in the league? 12? You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in there. So, the 12th in 3-point uh, percentage. So that's telling me they're not really good from distance as a team. And you may need those 3-pointers to kind of get back in games if you're going to be behind. So,
Yes, yes. It's
yeah,
a 3-point shot game.
yeah,
Now it's like, yeah,
e-
if your
yeah,
team can't hit
exactly.
threes, yeah, you.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see. I thought the Aces might have figured out a way to move up to the 3 seed, but they didn't. Connecticut held on to that, and so we have this 4-5 matchup. It's gonna be fun. And what I do like about that matchup is that tonight. Their game is at 10 p.m.
Hmm. I'll
So
be up
we can catch.
watching.
Yeah, so you can catch this game. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what we're talking about. You got some NFL games going on, but you be able to catch that game, at least the majority of it.
Oh yeah.
On its own. You know what I mean? And speaking of own, darling, you're a team that I know that you kind of take as your own. You mentioned it, the New York Liberty, but another team too, um, because you go to a lot of their games. It's the Atlanta Dream. So
Yes, I'm a season ticket holder. So yeah, I struggled this year. It's like because you never know what team you're gonna get.
exactly, and if you look at what happened during the season, the comparisons. I mean, just look. There's 12 teams in the league again, so the Dream in a lot of statistical categories are on the back end
Yep.
and the liberty on the front end of a
Hmm.
lot of these categories.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I think we kind of know where this one may go.
Yeah, Liberty. They won't make it to Atlanta. Wishful thinking, but no.
Well, yeah, and the
This
good
gonna
thing
be a
is though,
this gonna be a sweep, I'm sure. I
oh
mean,
man,
like I said, the dream. It depends on how they play because they could play so good, so good, so good. But then they also can play so bad. You'd be like, oh God. So you never know which team you're gonna get. But you know, because we
yeah,
have had some big leads and they just let them just disappear and they lose, and it's like, come on. So yeah, but I mean, the Liberty will take this one. If it come to game 3, I'm like, I'll be shocked.
yeah.
I'll be
and
shocked.
and then the crazy thing is, Game 3 will be in Atlanta.
Yeah,
Like,
and I will
I
have to
mean,
make my way to that game some kind of way. But
yeah, yeah, that's wild. But
yeah,
yeah, Atlanta has their they had the back to the wall on this one.
yeah,
It's going to be an uphill struggle against the Liberty, who are primed to try to win a championship here. Um,
yes,
they've been close of late, and
too close.
I
I
think
think it's their year this year.
yeah,
I'm hoping, but and I'll be if the Aces win, I'll be happy. Liberty win, I'll be happy. So But if anybody
Wow.
else in there, mm-mm.
Uh-oh. Well, Atlanta, if Atlanta can get there, you know what I mean? So, but all right, all right.
That's a lot of wishful thinking.
Yeah, Atlanta, but Atlanta has had injuries throughout the year.
Yeah.
I just wonder what would they really look like if they didn't have some key injuries throughout the season. Would they probably be somewhere in that six, what I'm saying, six range, fighting for that 5-6 spot, or maybe they are what their record says they are. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
um, yeah, but now going into the playoff, you don't want to have to face the Liberty in the first round.
I know.
Uh, there's just too much talent over there.
But that's yeah, when you that 8 seed and we had to fight for that one. So, you know, but
Yeah, absolutely.
mhm.
But what do you think about I guess the talent on that roster with New York? I mean, do you think Breonna Stewart and us and their school they're just going to dominate here?
I think Breonna Stewart probably will. And that's yeah, they both probably will. I mean, they have a lot of players that can just take over a game with New York. It's
Yeah,
not just, one player or two players. I mean, any one of their mates can take over the game real easily. You'd be like, oh, they scored that many, So,
yeah,
so New York has a lot to offer. So it's gonna. I mean, so it's you can't really say, but I know Brianna and Sabrina, they can take over games real easy. So, and Brianna, hers is like she take over. You don't even realize she's taking over because you're like, she had that
right.
many points because it be the quiet, it just be those sneaky points. And you like, that didn't look like she had that many points. So yeah, so she can take over without people even realize she's taking over.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you have unless we can shoot from anywhere on the floor. Vandersloot
mm-hmm.
is on this roster. Jonquel Jones, the Bohemian.
Yes, yes,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm
six
saying.
foot
So
six.
anybody can take over.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then Ryan Howard, she's gonna have to be, she's gonna have to be a monster in this series. But she's gonna have her hands full
Oh yeah,
with BLH, you know what I mean, with Laney Hamilton. She's another key player for this for the Liberty, with
oh
her
yeah.
versatility on
Can't believe the
defense too.
Dream even got rid of her. That was just they make some yeah they moves are crazy. But yeah, that girl can ball. I like
Yeah,
watching her play because she's tough. She's really tough and she give up her body. She don't care. She plays to win.
right. That's
So she's another one you have to watch out for. So like the whole
yeah,
team.
yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, the Liberty are stacked.
Yes,
And so
and
yeah,
Ryan gonna have to come to play. She can't have one of those like laid back type games because she can have one of them where she just nonchalant. It's like, come on, you got to play. She try to let other people on the team play, but you gonna have to come with it
right.
for these
Gonna have to
games.
bring it.
For this series, she gonna have to come with it. Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm Atlanta, I'm trying to get game one. I'm trying to catch New York, coming out the gate. Go ahead and try
Yeah.
to catch them early and see if that can, at least put you in a situation where you can get that game three and on your home floor. And then guess what? Anything can happen then. I mean,
Oh
we
yeah.
know the Dream actually beat the Aces this year at home. So, go
This was.
figure
I know, right?
that. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, here's another matchup that's intriguing. And the reason why I say that is because um, this is my San Antonio Spurs type of team here. We're gonna talk about next, and that's the Minnesota Lynx. Right? They're talented. They're super talented.
Mm-hmm.
They are. They could easily be, number one in this league. But no one talks about this team. Uh, let's see, Nafisa Kalia is a superstar. I mean, she really is in the, she could be MVP of this league. You know what I'm saying? If you really think about it, her numbers are impressive. 20
Mm-hmm.
points, 9 boards. Well, you might as well say 10. So she's averaging 20 and 10 with about 3.5 assists a game. Those are super impressive numbers. Record wise, at the top of the league, but yet there's really not much talk about her. Why is that?
I, yeah, because I never really. looked at
Yeah,
her as, as a player to watch. But this year, I'm like, she really played ball. But see,
yeah,
I think it's because of the team, because they don't really have that star factor, like nobody
yeah,
really on that team. Because if you look at some of the players on their roster, you be like, who is this? Who is that? It's like it's like you don't know, but these they can play though,
yeah, yeah,
and they play very well together. But like I said, nobody really talks about them because I think they don't have any really star players on the team. Which I mean, these people they can play, but it's like
yeah.
nobody just it's that person.
Right.
Like most team has somebody that you can like, okay, yeah, that person is on that team. But Minnesota, yeah, it's like like I said, I know some of the players and stuff, but you look like, okay, they're all
Yeah.
right. You know,
Right. But there's nothing to really just,
yeah, just stand
call your
out.
friends about. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Outside of college.
Like Minnesota, and because
Yeah.
like I said, Minnesota back in that, they had Maya Moore, Sylvia Fowles, so but now it's like they're gone, so it's like, okay, who do y'all have? you
Yeah.
know. But they do have some good players. But like I said, they don't stick out in your head. Like, oh, I gotta go watch Minnesota Lynx because
Right.
they have because I want to see so and so play. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah,
And see, and the crazy thing is, when I mentioned that I went to record number of three WNBA games this year. One of the three was the Minnesota game.
and see,
And
I
it's
didn't
like,
go because I was like, man,
yeah. And see, and that's the one I was at, and I just watched them dismantle the dream. Because they can shoot the three, so that's one thing I
oh yeah,
saw firsthand. They can shoot the three as a team. Nafisha Collier is a mismatch. She can play from the inside and the outside. And going back to my Spurs reference, it's like you remember the Spurs, when they
oh
they
yeah,
were on their in their major run, with the Tim Duncan era. It's like they were playing toe to toe with the Lakers, with Shaq and Kobe, any team in the league, right? They won championships. They won like five championships in Tim Duncan's era. And but when you look at the team, I mean, it wasn't like it was players that you were afraid of outside of Duncan. It wasn't like like it just wasn't like the team was something that people would just knock each other over to buy tickets to go see and things
yeah,
like that. But as a team, they got the job done, and that's where Minnesota is right now.
yes,
And Courtney Williams is that Tony Parker type player for me, where she is going to be an X factor for Minnesota as well, with
yeah.
her
I
energy.
call her. That's my gangster girl. That
There
girl
you
can
go,
play. Whoo,
and
she
there
play
you go.
hard.
And see, that's it. That's what I think. That summarizes this team. They're a hard nosed team, darling. I think you
Yes,
hit it right on the head. On the other side of things, with the Mercury, right? You would think on the surface this team should be like in the top echelon of the league, but they really kind of faltered the second half down the stretch. And just tell me what you think about them. Do you think Brittany Griner can bring back some old magic and just make it really difficult for Minnesota, or what? What's coming from the Mercury side from you?
ooh, um. I mean, Brittany's gonna get her points, regardless, But I don't think it'll be enough to hold out the links. Yeah, I think Minnesota gonna take this series. But like I said, Brittany gonna get hers, and it's gonna be up to the other people to, to maybe try to do something, you know, because
Yeah,
Minnesota's a running team, and I mean Phoenix, all right, but I don't think they could keep up a whole the whole
yeah.
time if Minnesota just run. They won't be able to keep up with that.
There you go.
So
Yeah. So that sounds like it's time for a turnover of talent there
yep.
in Phoenix. And what's crazy about it is, right, for the USA team, they had well at least three Olympians on the team, right?
I
They
know.
had what I'm saying? They had three Olympians, and we're talking about this team, is gonna be out in the first round. So Copper, we got to see if she's going to really bring it this time.
Yeah,
Brittany
cause
Griner, I mean,
she normally, like I said, when she played for Chicago, I mean she was like on it, but since
yeah,
she's been on Phoenix, she's not playing like, and I guess maybe she had to jail with them or whatever, but wasn't playing like she played when she was in Chicago.
Hmm.
Cause that girl was all over the place, scoring from anywhere on in front of anybody. She didn't care, but it's not like that this year with her.
Yeah.
So I was sort of surprised the way she was playing
Hmm.
this year. So maybe next year, she'll get back to her old self because she really needs to.
Yeah, I mean she does. I think she needs to take over this team, like clearly
Yes,
be the leader of this team, clearly be, the go-to player.
like she did for
Everything runs through her.
Chicago. Yep,
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? When Chicago was at their peak,
yep.
winning that championship. So
She was the go-to
that
person. Yes.
she gonna need to bring that magic um
Mm-hmm.
in this series. But I'm
Oh
with
yeah.
you on this. Minnesota's just they're a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
They know what they want. They run their sets. They're gonna get the
Yeah. They
buckets,
play
the
that. Yeah.
looks. Hmm.
They play basketball. Yeah. They gonna have their little. You know. They play like we have our plays and our set plays, and we're gonna play, and that's what we're gonna do. They don't deviate from any of that. So and I
Right,
think that's what makes them so good.
right. That's true. I mean, that is exactly true, and it
They
makes
stick to their
everybody.
plays. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody on that roster, is effective because you don't know who is, going to be the one
Yep.
outside of Collier getting her numbers. You know what I'm saying? But like they can hit you from anywhere. So Minnesota, we're going to put a check mark by them, and they're going to take care of the Mercury. So the Mercury won't be rising. But guess what, though, darling? Guess what?
You right.
We can't stop talking about the Mercury. We can't finish this Mercury conversation without bringing up Deanna Taurasi. Okay.
Time for her to sit down.
Okay, there you go. See, there we go. All right. Segment over there.
Yeah,
All right, you already
yeah, she
cleared it
done
up.
her
So
time is done.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, her
So
time is done. So yeah,
yeah. Great career for Taurasi. She hung around,
yeah,
got another Olympic gold
yep,
medal. So she's done it all. Been there, done that. Now it's
yeah.
just time to
Leave
move
it to the
on.
young
Right?
people.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, there we have it. All right. So then, with that said, we're going to get into the matchup.
Fever and
Um,
the Suns, huh?
yeah, this is gonna probably be this will be the most watched matchup, right?
And this is going to be, I think, the most physical matchup
Ooh,
because Connecticut
okay.
got people that play dirty.
Yeah.
Fever got people that play dirty. So this is going to be. This might have some black and blue marks left on some folks, some black guys by the time this series is over.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
this is
this
gonna
this
be
gonna be a
good.
good one. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna have to watch this. It's gonna be a good one. You
Yes,
might get some
indeed.
injections too. Now.
Oh, yeah, we just might because if you think about it, look at these two players right here. I mean, something's gonna go down between these two right here.
Oh yeah. And
Carrington and
Dejanay has come a long way. I mean, this girl
yeah,
is balling. She is
yes,
balling.
yeah, and
They
she has
can't
a
take
newfound
nothing from
attitude.
her.
Yeah, she has a newfound attitude.
Hmm.
And look at that target right there, Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
So this is gonna have some real heat behind it in this series to watch. Just watch Carrington run around with Clark. Um,
And she
on
could
the
keep up
defensive
with it
end.
too.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna see if Clark is going to show postseason composure. Right? She's a young player. She's a rookie. So this will be her first time in WNBA playoffs. I mean, I guess it'll be the first time for this Fever, roster as we know it, being in the playoffs because look, they've been in the abyss the last couple seasons. So the experience is what is really going to be the telltale in this series, in my opinion. Um, you got the three games here, ladies and gentlemen. You got Sunday, Wednesday, and then possibly Friday in Indiana. That would be a madhouse Friday night.
Yes.
If it can get to that point. And then the Fever in the second half of the season. After that All Star break or the Olympic break, whatever you want to call it, all that. Right after that, they've been fifth in wins, first in points, first in field goal percentage, first in 3 pointers, fourth in assists. So this team has been moving the ball. They've been they you could tell by these numbers here that they've been playing better, as a unit, and that's the key. Because remember earlier in the season, there was a lot of Caitlin passes, some miscommunications with those passes,
Mm-hmm.
some risk that she was taking on passes as well, and so you look at it like they just wasn't kind of gelling, and plus they played a lot of games early in the season, and they
Yeah,
had
some
a
tough opponents. Yes.
yes. I mean, how many times they
Yes.
played the Liberty like the first two
That's
weeks
what
of
I'm
the
saying.
season?
I'm like, why are y'all doing that to the sport team? That was yeah, that wasn't right. That was yeah, because they probably would have
Man,
had a better record if they would have started off with some slower teams,
okay.
But yeah, they were wrong the way they scheduled. They
Man,
scheduled.
they were getting murdered too. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, if they weren't playing like the Mystics, you know what I'm saying, or somebody, they
the
were
dream. Nah,
they 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 were getting stomped. So
yeah,
for them to get that early blow and then
yeah.
from that
I
early
think
blow
it
come
made
back.
them a better team though,
Yeah,
because
good point.
they saw what they had to do to beat these better teams,
Yeah.
and they just like you said after the Olympic break, shoot, they
Man,
playing some ball.
they've
But when
been
you got a
rolling.
Leah Boston, I would feed her all day. Cause Leah
And
don't
that's a
care. She
good
gonna go up against anybody. She don't care. But I would
right. And
feed
I'm
her
glad you
all day, every day.
exactly. And I'm glad you brought her up. Again, because I know you familiar with your
I
South
love
Carolina
my South
Gamecock
Carolina.
player. Right, and that pipeline of players that have come through there in Boston, and then of course, Asia Wilson and whoever else, but the list goes on and on. But
Hmm.
Boston, Ricky last season. This is her next season. Then Caitlin comes in right behind her. Now,
I know.
this you mentioned Boston and you mentioned Carrington, so you mentioned the two players that we believe are the X factors, right?
Oh yeah.
Um, so this is what I need Boston to do. I need Boston to average a double double. I need her to average. I'm gonna say she needs to average at least 15 and 10,
Yeah.
and she needs to shoot at a very high percentage
Oh yeah,
because
definitely.
every bucket matters in this series, right? Because
Hmm.
Connecticut is they're a championship contender, um, and you don't want to have a lot of points left off the table, you know.
Hmm.
And with Boston playing pick and roll with Caitlin Clark, Boston should get the looks that she needs, and so really anticipating that. Alyssa Thomas for Indiana. Down the stretch of the season, she been not really in the lineup down the stretch. I think I guess that was an adjustment that Coach Sides made. Chrissy Sides had decided to go with, and it's been working. And to her credit, I think she's done a great job of not, uh, you know, pouting about it, playing when she gets the minutes, and I think it's benefiting the team for some reason. Um, but what do you think about Indiana and their chances, and their chances in this
Oof. See, this is a really hard one. Like you said, because if the Fever play like they've been playing,
one? Hmm.
I think they could upset Connecticut. I really do. If they go in like we got this, oh, they gonna beat them.
Wow.
Because they know they have what it takes, and they know what it takes to beat somebody. And I think they could take Connecticut. This is you know, my game where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go with the underdog on this one. Even though Indiana, I won't consider them as an underdog, but just because of their record. But I think they could take Connecticut. I really do. So we're gonna
Well,
see.
I tell you what,
We're gonna
you're
see.
Darlene, I'm right there with you. As
So,
and I'm gonna say this on record. I believe Connecticut is the better team,
mm-hmm.
and they should be the better team. They
Oh
have
yeah.
talent. They have who they have it Dejanay Carrington, we mentioned her, but they got Mabry. That's who it is. They
Oh
brought
yeah.
Mabry over from
That girl.
Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
That.
and then you
Yeah.
got AT on the front line, the one Bonner. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm
like,
saying they got the players, but like I said, oof, Indiana can upset them. But they, like I said, they do have some good players.
yeah.
You
And by the
know.
way, I meant to say Nelissa Smith when I was talking about Indiana, the
Oh yeah.
the
Now
on the
that
front
girl up
line.
there. Ooh,
Yeah,
She don't care who she run over when she playing.
Right, and I think that's probably why her minutes were limited there down the stretch of the season
Yeah, because
because
they
she.
have to. Yeah, because she
Hmm.
yeah, she takes everything personally, and that girl play. But I love
Yeah.
to watch her play. I love.
Oh,
Again, I liked her game in college. I really liked the way she played. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
she played bully ball.
Yeah, and that's great. And I think that they could find
Hmm.
the right spot for her to do that. I
Hmm.
think coming off the bench is a better spot for her to play that
Hmm.
style. But as far as the movement and all the other stuff, I think it's been working for them by moving her to the bench. And as I mentioned earlier, that's what I meant to say. Now listen, but when I said Alyssa Thomas, because their names are about the same here, but
I know,
Alyssa Thomas.
Alyssa, yeah. It's like,
Yeah. So Alyssa Thomas in Connecticut, again, this team is stacked. They have the talent, they have the experience. Thomas is a monster in the paint
she
area.
another
She,
bully baller. Yeah, yeah,
yes, she's physical and she can
very.
pass too.
Yes.
She's an assist lady, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And she can make key reads and things like that. So I think that Connecticut should be the favorite. But I'm with you. I'm going with the Fever in this series. I think we already said that Vegas, we feel comfortable with them winning. We feel comfortable with Minnesota advancing. We feel comfortable with the Liberty advancing. So the upset has got to be right here. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on this one too. I think Fever going to win this series 2 games to one. It'll come down to that Friday night.
Oh yeah.
All right, and
Definitely.
as you can see, you can look right here, darling. Third in points, and this is all season. Third in
I
points.
know.
You know what I'm saying?
So they can
So they
score.
can,
Yeah.
right? They can put points on the board. Now the Fever defensively, giving up points and threes. Now that can rear its ugly head in this series. So
Yeah.
that's something that we should pay attention to is the Fever's defense. How are they going to deal with Connecticut from the defensive perspective? So
Oh yeah.
if they can step that up, I think they can advance. All right, it's almost time for us to close out. We're going because I got to get to the other studio and talk uh, Georgia versus Alabama preview, and so I know you'll be interested in checking that out. So I know you'll tune in and watch that one
Oh yeah,
when you get
definitely.
out of church.
I
You know what
know.
I'm saying? Don't be in church over there putting
With
comments
my
up.
phone, with my little earpiece in.
Yeah, and you supposed to be listening to call to worship, and then
See,
you over
my
there.
pastor, he's an Alabama fan. That the majority of the people in the church are Alabama fans. So it's like,
Oh wow,
ooh,
okay. Well, I guess what? Tell them all to tune in then. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
So
right?
yeah, instead of the praise team, just had them listening to us. You know what I'm saying? And so that'll be fine. Let them all know. Let them all know, Darlene. But yeah, I definitely
Definitely.
appreciate you being in. Appreciate you being in. Before you roll out, because I think we got about 3-4 minutes to spare. The league is expanding. They announced, well, obviously, they're bringing in a team in Golden State in the Bay Area. They're talking about bringing in another team. You know what I'm saying? They want to expand. I think I forgot to see this. It's 2026. I think they want to do it again.
Hmm.
So, where would you like to see another team since they're already saying they're going to do it?
I mean, it would be nice to have something else a little bit closer, like maybe I was South Carolina, Florida, just
Mm,
even maybe Tennessee, but yeah.
interesting. A
So I can go
Southeast
to some of the
team.
other go see some of the other teams play. I don't have to fly to go see other people play. You know.
Yeah. Well, you think about it, that makes sense because there used to be a team, Miami Soul, right? Used to
Hmm.
be the Orlando Miracle. There used to be the Charlotte Sting. So there's
I'm
three
saying they
teams
need to
right
come
there.
back.
Yeah, there's three. You know what I'm saying? Right there in the southeast. That way you have a team that can be more of a rival geographically. That would
Hmm.
help in this area. So
Oh yeah,
maybe
definitely.
Orlando, because it's already a destination spot. Should be a lot of people
Yeah,
floating in and out of there. I think in Miami, people got other stuff to do. There's too many other distractions down there.
yeah.
To for my in my opinion, for them to put a team there. I
Yeah.
also thought about Houston because of
Oh
the
yeah.
history with the Comets, but you know, I like that Southeast answer there from you, darling. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll move a
Yeah.
team. Wow. Now that I think about it, if they do the one in South Carolina, you have all that South Carolina Gamecock history, things like that.
Yes. And
You
those
know,
people
maybe they
probably flock to WNBA game easily.
exactly.
Easily.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right. Well then that does it for today. I know you gotta get ready to get to your next destination. And I
Yep.
definitely
See,
appreciate you being
I
on.
representing my Ryan Howard.
Oh man. All right. Let's see what she do today.
I know,
So
right?
throw a big prayer up for her
She gotta
today
come with it. She gotta
at
come with
church.
it.
Yeah. Pray that
She
she
gonna
scores somewhere around 30 to 35
because
today.
Alicia Gray, she gets hers, but yeah, Ryan Howard gonna have to get hers. Yeah,
Yeah.
today.
All right.
That's a must.
Looking Yes, exactly. Looking forward to it. The game started at 1 o'clock today on the with the Liberty and the Dream, I think, and
Yeah,
then
my boys don't play the 425, so I'll be able to watch a couple of games before I have to switch over to my Cowboys.
oh yeah. See, I didn't have to tell nobody because I was saying I bet people wonder what are you boys? Yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Darlene's a Dallas Cowboy fan, and
Really?
but yeah, so that's
Yeah.
definitely. And I know you're gonna probably check them out when they play in Atlanta too.
Oh yeah.
They right up the street. Okay.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. Well, for
That's a
Darlene, I'm Mr.
must.
401. Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
actually,
So
I'm going to the command when they play the Commanders in Washington.
oh
I already have my ticket, plane ticket, hotel. I'm ready. I'm
oh
ready to
my
go. So
goodness.
that's going to be an
Okay.
enemy territory.
Yeah. Man, that's an old rivalry right there.
Yes, and I'm looking
They speak.
forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Commanders with their previous name
Yep. So
that I'm now hearing they want back. Um, after the name has just been removed a couple years ago, but Dallas and Washington is
hmm
a historic battle. I mean, a historic rivalry. They're going to be a battle. That's a good game to go to, darling.
yep.
Good pick. All right. All
Yep.
right. Well, you take it easy, and
All
we're
right.
gonna catch you later on. All right. And everybody have a
Okay.
great remainder of your day.
All right. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
All right.